one thing has been bothering me for a very long time, and it's been bothering the national security establishment also, and we keep on thinking about it. What we perceive to be the absolute asymmetry between the Indian Air Force and the PLA Air Force, sir. In the sense that they already have 5th generation fighter jets. They have the J-20, sir, deployed. And they say that within a decade, we're going to have 1,000 5th generation fighter jets. Now they're churning them out like cookies, sir. I mean, 1,000. This is bigger than the US Air Force. This is bigger than anything that we have seen. I'd like your views about the Chinese Air Force, and then we'll come to the comparison later on. But what about the PLA Air Force, sir?
Yeah. So, Gaurav, very valid question. And China is sprinting ahead. Okay, you put quite a few things in this question, and it's quite a loaded question, but I will make it in a very simple way and put it across. So, China is racing with USA. All right. And in the race with USA, they're still lagging quite a bit as compared to USA, obviously. I'll tell you why and how. But when you compare with India, they're moving ahead. Okay, let me tell you another thing. You know, there is an organization called WDMMA, okay, World Directory of Modern Military Aircraft. So every year they publish research, analysis. What they do is they calculate the fighting capability of a Air Force, and they don't do only bean counting. That so many fighters and so many this thing. They take a holistic view of, what is the industry, what is your training level, every factor, and about 17 odd factors. And then they give a rating called TBR.
The entire ecosystem.
And then they calculate the rating system, which is okay. I mean, like a holistic view is taking, and they take the capability of the force to fight. Good news is that India is still few points, 5 to 6 points ahead of China.
As of today?
As of today, 23 also and 24, both the reports. You will be surprised. I'll take 30 seconds on this WDMMA
Please take your time, sir.
Yeah. So, beauty of it is, we keep talking about our numbers and capabilities. The country-wise, if you take, first is USA, obviously, second is Russia, third is India, and fourth is China. But if you take actually numerical value-wise, in the first 4 are by American US Air Force, US Army Aviation, US Navy Aviation, and US Marines. Okay, so first 2 are Air Force, US, and third position is Russia. Fourth and 5th is again US. 6th is India, and 7th is China. Okay, Pakistan is 18th in that list.
Sure.
Okay, now having said that, but we cannot rest on this, 5.6 points ahead of us. Second thing you brought about, the 5th generation aircraft. So obviously China is claiming that J-20 and J-31 are the 5th generation aircraft, and you're very right. They're churning them like anything. And if you take any military power, major military power, the best part is that they have a established defense industry. Our Atmanirbharta, we are struggling. China, by whatever means, they established, but they have a defense industry. Then next part is, number of aircraft. Numerically, they have gone way ahead. If you take Chinese Navy, they have overtaken US Navy in numbers. So, similarly in the Air Force, number-wise, they are way ahead. But the good news is, they cannot apply all the force simultaneously. But they are rectifying these things. Okay, there is a thing called, we used to say, there's a T3 advantage with China. Technology, training, and terrain. Terrain still stays, but terrain problems they're overcoming with technology. Technology, they have gone way ahead. In some of the fields, in the modern technology issues, they have gone ahead of USA. Okay, where we are ahead of them as far as is training. But training, I will qualify, training includes training, your motivation levels, your doctrines, your strategy, your experience. So that's where we score still higher with them.
Stated capability of the J-20. Whatever the Chinese say, let us assume that the Chinese are speaking the truth.
Yeah.
Stated capability of the J-20 vis-a-vis the F-22.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the F-35, sir.
Yeah.
That I'll come to later. How do you compare these two platforms, sir?
Yeah. So, as I said, Chinese, you also said it and I also said it, that, their stated capabilities are X. But whether it is X or X minus, we don't know, and how much minus, we don't know.
Sure.
So unless they fly together, they operate together, and at least they open out, we can't really say this thing. Whereas F-22 is already operational. And let me tell you another interesting thing, just off the cuff. The new trend which is coming up. We keep saying, why do we keep buying our aircraft from outside, and technology will never be transferred 100%. What's the new trend in these fifth generation aircraft? All the countries who have fifth generation aircraft, they make two of these. If you see F-22 and F-31, correct? Similarly, J-20 and J-31 of Chinese. The Russians have got FGFA, which we dropped out of, Su-57 and Su-75. So what they do is, one is for the domestic use, and the other one is slightly cheaper version for export purposes. And the export version doesn't have the full technology which the domestic one has. This, I don't think you would have heard anywhere, because I have not read much about it, but this is my observation and I have seen it.
बिल्ली ने शेर को सब कुछ सिखाया, लेकिन पेड़ पे चढ़ना नहीं सिखाया.
Correct. So, US is smart that way. How he achieves, what is the sixth generation aircraft project called? New generation air dominance fighter. So air dominance is like they use technology for air dominance. It's like Tiger Woods dominating the golf circuit, or say tennis, this thing, Nadal, dominating this thing. Similarly, in air power, US has been dominating for years by use of its technology. If you see their aircraft, but they'll never give you 100% technology because they lose their dominance. Correct. Now China is trying to catch up with that. In few technologies, now they've gone ahead of US, but in air power, still they're lagging. Okay.
The engine is not so good, sir. लोग कहते हैं कि engine replacement बहुत ज़्यादा है उसमें.
So engine reliability and survivability is a question as far as WS series is concerned.
And even fifth generation engines, because एक report आई थी sir that Chinese fighters J-20 sir. He says it's not completely stealth because that engine, there was a problem in the engine and वो radar में पकड़ा जाता था.
Correct.
बाकी you have the paint and you have the aerodynamics and everything कि जी ये तो fifth generation है, लेकिन the engine was not fifth generation.
So stealth has got a lot of factors. It's not only radar signature or visual signature. It is visual signature, radar signature, heat signature, noise signature.
Everything. Sir.
Everything inclusive. It's a technology in itself. And engine, you're very right. Engine noise signature as well as heat signature. And the future trend of systems is not only radar based, they are going to be multiple sensors. And the data which they will generate is going to be tremendous, and you need AI based and machine learning systems to deal with these and give you a realistic assessment of what the threat is, and also maybe some decision support systems. That is where we are heading.
So I'll come to India, sir.
Yeah.
And then after that, I want to speak to you about this loyal wingman concept, जिस पे अमेरिका बड़ा काम कर रहा है कि unmanned and all that, which is like very futuristic. मुझे तो लगा कि Star Trek का episode है.
It's not very futuristic. It is futuristic, but not very futuristic.
Not very futuristic. They'll crack it, sir.